Hello everyone. My name is Krista. For those of you who do not know, I am here with some language in regards to if it's your season, the things that you'll be having to go through. This here is for the people who are behind me who are going to be experiencing these here tests and trials, and I just want to break it down a little bit because I know during this here time it can be very hard, because this here journey is not an easy journey, and it's not easy, and many people will not understand. So I just want to speak to you people who God is lifting up, my sisters and brothers in Christ at this time, who are just now entering into this here journey. So the best way to put it is, you used to be part of the world. God, some way, somehow, God had to bring you to a point. Most time it's when you're in your darkest places, when God shows his hand to you, when he is you're coming to his rescue. Sometime when people fall in hard places, that's when you decide to call on God or Jesus Christ. So for my situation, that's what it was for me. I was of the world, doing worldly things, and it came to a situation to where I had no one to turn to, and the only one that I could call was Jesus. Like, literally, no one else could get me out of the situation that I was in. I was dealing with spirits, demonic spirits, that was haunting me and tormenting me every single night. So people didn't understand what was going on, and most of the time when you tell that to people, they want to take you to the little mental homes and stuff like that, and take you to doctors and things like that. So sometimes God will meet you at your darkest place. So I just want to speak a little bit on when you're starting the journey with God. It's like you're in this here, you're in the world, you're doing worldly things, you've been equipped, you've learned a certain pattern your whole life, you were taught a certain way your whole life, and now you have this kingdom palace on this side. So this is the worldly side, this is the kingdom palace, and you're leaving. God is wanting you to transition from the wicked world that you're used to and prone to. He's wanting you to transition into the kingdom palace over here, where it's going to be good and fruitful and prosper and love, and a whole different atmosphere that you're going to be coming into. So in order to get there, you have to go through different stages. So God has to take you through different stages. He has to prune you from the things that, and I know you guys hear pruning a lot. Let me turn this here music down because it's trying to overpower me a little bit. Okay. So anywho, it's like okay, like I stated, you're in the world, you've been doing things this way for so long. Now God is wanting you to transition into the kingdom palace, the kingdom, what he has for you, his promises, his will, who he always created you to be. Okay. So it takes a process for you to, he's lifting you out of that spot. And now he wants you to, he's going to start. Okay, so how he started with me, I'm just going to give an example. And this isn't the very beginning, but this is like where I'm speaking to you guys on, because a lot of you may be in this here part of your season. So he can reveal certain things to you, or he has been revealing things to you, and it may be your promises that he has for you. So some of you, he will tell you the promises that he has for you, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. They're not going to be just handed to you. It's not going to be just handed to you. It's going to take a process. It's going to be a duration of long suffering. It's going to be a duration of long suffering, only because it's not to harm you. It's not to make you feel like anything. We all have to go through this. We all have to go through this. But I want to say this. He will start to show you your promises. He showed me 3 of my promises that I have, and how he showed it to me. He can show you through a dream, or he can show you through a vision. He showed me mine through a dream, and he showed me it many of times. So I knew, and this was when I was in the world. So he was already showing me these things in the world. So that's how God works as well. Let me say this. He's showing you these here things, and you're probably acting on them, but they're not working for you, because that's not what he has for you while you're in the world. It's when you cross over to the kingdom is when he's going to give you these things. But again, like I said, it's not an easy process. It takes steps to get to the place that you need to be in order to receive these things that God is giving you and said that he's going to do for you. Okay, if that makes sense. If it makes sense to you all, type it in the comments. Let me know. Like, subscribe to the video, and we're going to keep going. Okay, so when you're there, I want to say I had, when you're there, I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. He will start to show you these things that he has for you, right? And sometimes you may... Okay, let me back up a little bit, because I'm stepping a little bit further. So, okay, you're there. He's showing you these here promises that he has for you. And now you're on this here walk with him. You're trusting in him. You've already let him know, God, you get me out of this situation. You know, this is the part where you're letting him know, God, you get me out of this situation. I'm going to do anything. You know, you be praying and you say, God, I'm going to do anything that you ask of me. God, I'm going to seek your face. I'm going to do these things. That's what you're praying and telling God. And then he's going to see if you really are. He's going to hold you to your word. He's going to hold you to your word. So now you're in this here stage in the wilderness where you are being pruned from things. And yes, it will hurt, because it comes with pruning of all things. It's nothing that can be untouched. So it could be your car. You can get into a car accident. It's not to harm you, but it's you idled that car. You liked that car. You loved that car so much that you idolize that car. That car is now gone, either because it got repoed, either because he caused it to get into a car accident and be totaled out. You no longer have that car now. Not only that, it can be family. He will start to eliminate you from family, isolate you from family, to where he's not wanting you to be in contact with family at this time of your season, because these individuals are not on the same path that you are on. God is lifting you up at this time. He see fit in you to do this here mission. So he's calling you out of the darkness. He's calling you out of the darkness, and your people are still doing darkness stuff. They're either doing drugs, they're partying, they're drinking, they're doing all these type of things that God is wanting you to get away from at this time. So he's dragging you out of that type of stuff. He has to prune that from you. So you just have to be in alignment to where you're willing to give these things up. If you are, and let me say this, you will even notice, let me say this, because he did this for me. When I was in the world doing worldly things, I was going to a doctor, I was getting prescriptions, and he even took that doctor from me. Literally, I kid you not. The doctor told me he cannot see me no more. The doctor was gone. I didn't know why. He took that doctor from me so that I couldn't get prescriptions no more. So I stopped getting it altogether. So it was end of the prescriptions for me. So he will do that. He's aligning you with his will. He has a better, when God is in the midst, the Holy Spirit is in the midst and leading you, he will start to prune you from all these things. And you're wondering, why is one thing happening after the next, after the next, after the next? And how it happened for me is, he was taking all these things. He took my car. He took the doctor. He took so much. He took my home, and then I ended up getting back. It was a long period, and I was pregnant, and my mom, and it was just so much all on me to where I should have broke down. You will feel like you want to break down. You will feel like you would want to give up on life, because it gets that hard. It gets that hard during the pruning process. And you feel like you have nothing left to push forward for. But your faith in what God has shown you, your faith in what God has told you is the only thing, and you're believing in God for these things. It could be your children. It can be your children. God is saying to you, he's promised you these things. These things will come to pass, but I need you to listen to what I'm telling you. I need you to rid these things that no longer serve you. You cannot be lukewarm. You cannot serve the enemy and serve me. So it's either going to be one or the other. Are you going to follow along with the goodness that I have for you, or are you going to stay in the darkness? No, I want to go to the goodness and what God has for me, so I'm going to follow along. So you, at that time, you're praying, and you're talking to God, and one day it could be where he's starting to show you dreams and visions. Let me say this. If you are in that stage where God is gifting you, he starts your gifts off light. And when I say light, he can, now I'm not going to say he does that for everyone. He could have your, my neck is hurting, y'all, I'm sorry. He could start your gifts off. Okay, well, let me just say for mine, my gifts were coming back after back. My dreams and my visions were coming back after back. But when I started, this is another thing how God works. If you start to get overly excited with the gifts, which we do because it's something new to us, when you get overly excited that you're getting these dreams and you're getting these visions, when you get overly excited and start telling people, that is when God will then have to close you out of that room, because you are now telling people what's going on in your process when God is working and revealing things to you. So now he will either have to close you out and you can't stay in the loop of what he's doing at these times. But when you get mature in the spirit, then God will start to include you in what he's doing. So sometimes we get overly excited and you start telling people, and the thing with that is, when you go and tell these certain individuals, they're not going to believe you. They're going to be like, oh, you're hearing from God? Really? You having dreams and visions? We all have dreams. They're going to look down and make it seem like it's not happening for you. In all reality, it is. They're just non-believers of what God is doing for you in your life. He's chosen you to fulfill this here mission. So like I said, you could, and in the Bible, another thing I want to touch on, because it's coming to my mind as well. So again, he could show you these here dreams and visions, right? You could pray and he'll show you something. That's what he did to me. I prayed because I was just getting out of a toxic relationship, and God started revealing to me what he was doing on me. He was doing witchcraft and love spells, and God revealed those things to me through a vision. I was awoke when he revealed it to me. And he showed me, the ball, everything, the string that they were using. He showed me all of that. And he showed me the rotation. He showed me all of that, of what was going on. And when I would get around this person, even though God was telling me to stay away from this person, we're just coming out of the world. So we think that we know best, and we can still dibble and dabble with evilness and people who are operating in evil spirits, and you just can't. God is telling you, you cannot. It's either you cannot be trying to serve him and then still deal with the darkness. It's going to it messes with your dreams. It messes with your visions as well. When you do stuff like that, you're not connected in the spirit no more. You get, you start walking with darkness when you do that. So I was very, very stubborn. I was very, very stubborn. So God had to keep reiterating it to me, reiterating it to me, reiterating it to me. So when God is telling you to leave a certain individual alone, it's for a reason. You may not see the reason why, but there is a reason behind why He is telling you to isolate yourself from certain individuals, even family members, because He had to reveal things to me about my family as well that I had no clue about. But God will do that because He will tell us, you know, when we come mature enough, He will start showing you the things of He'll keep you in the loop of what's going on. He'll start to reveal to you what stages your kingdom spouse is in. He'll start to it's all part of the process, but there is a long process. I think I'm going to make a part 2 to this here video, but I did want to go ahead and speak on so where was I at, guys? I'm sorry. He'll keep you in the loop. I am going to make a part 2, guys. I'm going to leave this video here. I hope that it helps some of you. Stay connected to God. You are right where you need to be. Just know you're walking in your purpose already. If God is calling you out of the darkness and you are already walking in your purpose, stay connected to God. I will make a part 2 video. Like, subscribe. If you feel led to sow a seed, my Cash App is connected in the bio. Please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. You're showing that you're connected, and you all have a wonderful day, and God loves you. I love you as well.